Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session, Mr. Ankit Chaudhary, Senior Director Analytics at High Radius. Mr. Chaudhary is a seasoned product leader with over 12 years of experience. He has built an impressive career at the intersection of product management, data analytics, and business strategy. He currently serves as the Senior Director at High Radius, where he leads the analytics product suite and manages a team of product managers and analysts. Prior to this, he held leadership roles at Paytm, Indeed, Microsoft, ClearTax, Facebook, and Cognizant, contributing to the development of large scale products that have impacted millions of users across industries. An alumnus of BITS Pilani with a global MBA in marketing from SPJN School of Global Management, Mr. Chaudhary combines deep technical expertise with strong business acumen. His experience spans search analytics, customer engagement, AI driven solutions, and enterprise platforms. Beyond his corporate accomplishments, he is passionate about mentoring aspiring professionals. He has guided more than 200 individuals in their career journeys and has helped several candidates secure product management roles at leading global technology companies. He is also a regular speaker on business analytics, product management, and career development. We are delighted to have Mr. Chaudhary with us today and look forward to learning from his experiences and insights. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a very warm welcome to Mr. Ankit Chaudhary. Sir, we now invite you to share your thoughts with the audience.
It's not on. Acha. Okay, testing. Hello, hello. Is it working? Not yet, I think. Or it's okay, guys. The mic is working or no? It's working. Laptop will keep here or here? Here, no? It's okay, guys. I'm still more like a student, so yeah, you can be chill. We have a USB or something. Is my voice clear? Audible to everyone? Okay, nice. I think one is I look old now when I see my pic on such a large scale, and I need to lose weight. So I think two things to start with. चालू करते हैं अभी. So I think 6th session for the day. Tiring day or fun day? Fun day. चलो बढ़िया यार. Fun रहना चाहिए. That is important. Nice. All of your first year students? Yes. बोलो और अंकित बोल सकते हो. मतलब अभी भी I can relate more to you guys. So that's cool. Yeah. Okay. मैं हाथ से कर लें heads पे. ये स्लाइडर भी चेक कर लेते हैं. ये नेक्स्ट है, ये बैक है. ठीक है. I think hopefully AI was used to give my intro. लग तो रहा था AI generated है. अगर नहीं है तो like we spent additional time. So we'll keep it very fun and casual, guys. So I think वो थोड़ा बहुत intro तो इन लोगों ने दिया है. I'll cover on the next slide. Try to keep it more interactive, more fun. See what can be some actual takeaways. And शुरू करते हैं. मजा आएगा. So starting with first question, right? So lot of the focus will be on AI and PMing and where the world is heading. And I want you guys to grill me more. कि यार जैसे मैंने टेक में काफी जॉब कर ली, 5 साल माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, 2.5 साल क्लियरटैक्स, इंडीड 1 साल, पेटीएम 1 साल, 2 साल लास्ट कंपनी. So I'm a typical example of how tech corporate journeys are going through. Like they are getting shorter, they're getting disrupted every day. So those examples will be good to share, and the learnings and how you can my story so far. That should be the primary motive. बाकी तो ज्ञान कहीं पे मिल जाएगा. तो चालू इधर से करते हैं, right? Will AI take away your job? What do you guys think? क्या लगता है? अभी तो job सबको चाहिए, but industry में like the notion is AI will take away the jobs. So what do you guys think in general? Yes or no? अच्छा, तो कितना परसेंट? I think 60% ने yes बोला या no? ये पहले yes के लिए देखते हैं कितना शोर आएगा. And no? भाई बहुत साउंडिंग है, इतना भी नो नहीं होगा, तो थोड़ा सा तैयारी ज्यादा करने की जरूरत है. सो द वे आई विल पुट इट राइट, इट विल नॉट टेक अवे योर जॉब्स इफ यू आर थिंकिंग इन द राइट वे, यू आर इक्विपिंग yourself with the right tools, building the right mindset. So that will be the goal for today. But वो resounding no नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be a cautious no. If we are prepared for it, great. It will actually help us get better jobs, and that is what we want to do. And we'll cover some stories and some theories on the same lines. Okay, good for a start. I think experience cover mota mota kar liya hai. Nothing much, normal jobs, standard corporate career. Only I think one takeaway which I'd like to give you guys, right, is try to focus on your story. So for me, right, it was a very natural transition. I was doing a job, मजा नहीं आ रहा था, क्या करें, MBA करने चले गए. In MBA, I luckily met a good prof who identified कि यार तुमको maths में बहुत interest है. And maths was like very, very dear to me. So numbers, equations, like कुछ भी sense बनाना number से. So I moved into analytics consulting, then I moved into growth, then I moved into a data PM, then I moved into a PM role. So only takeaway is if you can identify that where is your strength, what is your story, what are you good at, and then start building a career out of it, which can be anything. It can be something in finance, something about a domain, you are good in marketing or design or numbers, any small thing, but you need to be good at it. So that way, right, you will automatically be able to distinguish yourself from the rest of the crowd and your career becomes easy. So that is the only takeaway. Ke start thinking about what do you stand for? What is your story? What are you known for? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए यार मैं आया हूँ मेरे 90% मार्क्स हैं मैंने ये टॉप कर दिया ये 4 प्रोजेक्ट ले लिए बट क्या भाई what stands out about you? So think about those lines. That will help you build a longer career and will help you find a good job which you can do in the long run or even start a business on those lines, whatever you wish to do. Okay. Tweets पे भी आएंगे, but मेरी लाइफ में नवल रविकांत has a huge role to play. So Almanac of Naval Ravikant is a very, very beautiful book. Find some mentors, try to identify where there's some good gyan in the world and try to take from there. But these are a couple of tweets which I really liked. First one is, so they both resonate to your no. So that's the good part. So AIs, you can actually read both of them. AIs aren't minds and robots are not bodies. They are better at some things, usually the things we hate to do. They are worse at things, usually the things we like to do, like creativity, thinking, imagination, taste. So automation more than competition. That itself is such a beautiful line, right? So whatever is redundant, easy, repeatable, trainable, that is the part which A is gonna take away. But whatever is the creativity, thinking, problem solving, that's where even value creation will be much more, and that's where we all will be positioned, or we have to position ourselves. And one more, good writing is the output of good thinking. That's why AI hasn't taken over X. X is like Twitter. So again, it says that thinking is what really matters. If you can think about problems, solve problems, articulate things clearly, identify what are your skills, how do you demonstrate it to them, how do you sort of demonstrate your skills to someone, that's what really matters, right? So that is going to be our focus. I think the same thing is just a double click on the previous slide. So this I asked ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, Gemini now. Both are same, but somewhere answers are better. So another thing, right? If you try different models, at least the free ones, try different places. What are the kind of answers? You will identify maybe for designs, one tool is better. For prototyping, another tool is better. So the more you try different things, right, you will get a sense of which tool or technique or LLM model you need to use for which scenario. So keep experimenting with them. So it clearly says, right, note taker, status reporter, like things which are automatable, which are manual data entry, all those are high risk, and conflict resolution, thinking, problem solving, PMF, launch, everything. So these are the places which actually are low risk and where there is much more scope for all of us to bring to the table, right? So it's a like something which we need to keep a tab on. So we'll start with a very small video. It's a 1-minute video. Then our session will start. So this is the warm-up till then.
If you're not engaging AI...
No, I think sound is not coming, right? Can we just check once? I just have 2 videos, like 1 minute each. But both have like some concepts to cover. You want to check once? Okay, we need to connect this. Does it have a place? Okay, good. Will it work now? Okay.
If you're not engaging AI actively and aggressively, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI. Your company is not going to go out of business because of AI. Your company is going to go out of business because another company used AI. There's no question about that. And so you have to engage AI as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing. So using AI, right? It's like you have to make AI your friend in every small thing possible. We'll cover some examples as we go through the PPT. Plus, in the end, I will take free form Q&A, everything. But at this stage, right, guys, and I talk to so many folks, we interview people, and we know what is happening in the industry. Like AI should be core part of whatever you do, your projects, your outcomes, your portfolios, whatever you are building. You have to learn so many things from an agent and from an AI point of view to really like sort of bulletproof yourself to what is coming, and also to get better and much better jobs. So that is like a really prerequisite, and we'll cover this more in a moment. Yeah, so now, so this was the intro. Now I have like 7-8 slides on what is the shift in PMing. And see, I will be more focused on PMing, but the same principles apply even if you go for a marketing or a consulting job, because effectively you're trying to solve problems in the right way, in the most efficient manner, while providing measurable ROI, right? So effectively it's just problem solving in whatever domain you find a job, or even if you do a business, both ways the same thing. I think my contrast is not very good, but still we'll try to see how we see the slides. So earlier, right, PMing was more of you are solving problems, but it's more of meeting coordinator, there's alignment aggregator, more of a Jira router. So you see the below line, 60% of a PM's week used to vanish into coordination tasks, because you have to work with so many people, you have to create so many artifacts, you will work with designers, you will prepare a PRD, you will do sprint planning, you have to do tracking. So a lot of stuff was actually unproductive, but it was still important. The PM today, right, because of AI, the goal is how can you focus on just on vision, strategy, design, and high stakes judgment. And AI can actually do a lot of the non-efficient work, or so to say, like the coordination tasks. And now we'll go layer by layer to see how does it fit in into the entire product development lifecycle. So effectively, right, there are still 4 pillars of product management, which was there earlier also. Nothing changes. It's like your vision, where are we going? Your strategy, how are you going to work on the vision? Your design, what are we building? Like design is very important, you all will know. And then the execution, like how do we deliver milestones and looking at the impact, right? So the fundamental pillars still remain the same. However, what is the shift then, right? Earlier, the traditional software was more like a CRUD software, that you have rule-based, you have static fixed flows, you give algorithms that, hey, if this happens, do this, exception handling, or workflows to do certain things. Same input is equal to same output and very low margin for error. So this is where the traditional software industry was there, and it's still evolving. But the new world is very different, right? It is actually probabilistic, it's dynamic shifting context, it's non-deterministic output. For example, earlier you used to train a model that, hey, understand, imagine if you're building an email chatbot. So you will say, this is the scenario, if this kind of scenario comes, send this kind of reply, right? So you'll prepare some rules, workflows, algos, map out the requirements and map it to something. But now you train someone that, hey, try to understand the user problem and then try to solve it in the best possible way by looking at these outcomes with these guardrails and these tone, skills, etc., right? So you're just defining the output which they want to and building certain guardrails and training certain things, which is called a skill. So it's sort of a non-deterministic way to achieve something, and you need evolve metrics and guardrails, not just QA. So this is the evolution that, so this is all agentic AI world, that you are creating non-deterministic models by just giving what is the expected outcome, and the model will automatically deliver, learn, evolve. This system on the right is much more faster to do, much more scalable. There are downsides also, we'll cover that. But that is the shift which is happening in the world. So that's why I am firm believer that all these companies like Infosys, TCS, IT services, they will completely, like in 10 years, the business will be half that of today. I might be wrong, I don't know, but that is where I think the world is moving, and we have to sort of be on the other side if we want to do well in the long run. So this services industry is going to shrink at a very, very rapid pace. I don't think that people really realize what's going to come. So, yeah. So another thing, right? Like the pillar one, we'll now go a little bit double click into each of the pillars. So vision, right? See, earlier we used to do so much of time doing research and like primary research, secondary research, doing synthesis. Like what used to take 2 months earlier, you can do it in maybe 7 days now. I'm talking about 7 days because for primary research, you still have to talk to your users, get feedback. But the synthesis part, the secondary research, that collating, presentation, deck creation, it's like so much faster, I can't even tell. Like that's the simplest use of AI, not the toughest. So for example, thematic analysis at scale. Imagine if Paytm is there, right? Say they have thousands of user reviews coming every month on App Store, Play Store, other places. They can just build a pipeline where all the reviews are being read. You know what is happening, what is wrong. You can even identify issues from user feedback and funnel it to the teams. They can actually make a fix or whatever are the feature requests coming. So it's so easy to just plug stuff, get insights, and actually build and iterate and improve the product. So what we have to think right here is your loops are getting shorter. So you are able to get information at a faster pace, abstract it at a faster pace, and even the development cycles to incorporate that feedback is getting faster. So your earlier cycles are getting shrinking. That is what is happening with the advent of AI. So, and yeah, I think so some of the other things also. So analysis and finding the PMF narrative, like PMF is a product market fit. So these are things from a understanding the customer, identifying the customer cohorts, their pain points, their challenges. So all this cycle, which could have taken 2 to 3 months earlier, could take 7 days or maybe less now. So that is the stage one from a vision point of view. Another interesting thing, right, is on the strategy part. So effectively earlier, there were still foundation models and APIs. Now the real mode will actually develop into proprietary data with unique data loops. So let me share an example for this, right? So your commodity layer is still your, say, OpenAI, Gemini, your generic models. You will build some agentic workflows on top, but your real proprietary stuff would be when you get real data and can actually make sense out of it. For example, say, you guys know about Duolingo. It's an app, language learning, right? So they take, imagine some LLMs, right? They tune it, train it, build some workflows on the top. That's more like an agent that to learn something, or they will give you a quiz or some step-by-step activity. But the real mode would be they will know which user is dropping when. When do I need to give more learning, or what kind of learning, what kind of quiz? When do I need to increase the level? When do I need to prompt them? So they will have so much of data around learning, around experiences of different users. That becomes a real moat. So what this is trying to say that over time, right, The real moat is gonna be proprietary telemetry and unique data loops. If companies get to this stage, they'll be able to build amazing experiences, or the company will have a long run. But otherwise, anybody can come and disrupt an industry. So we have to start thinking that how do we actually get to the real moat? And in the world of LLMs and AI, the real moat is only in data, which is proprietary data, which improves and iterates over time. So that is a concept. And Palantir also tries to do the same thing on enterprise AI. In fact, all these your Swiggy, Zomatos, like they will understand the user behavior of using data, then try to see how do you optimize the journeys, how do I increase my cart value, retention, conversion. So all of this will be the real moat, because otherwise, I'm not kidding, I've seen so many smart folks just building agents, building like companies within like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, real product, which is actually solving a real problem. So stage 1 and 2 is gonna get faster, easier, better no-code tools, easy to build stuff, launch stuff. So disruption is real, guys, in the world of AI. So we'll do more Q&A to even get other sense of few more things, but that's how the moat will actually evolve. And on the design, I think this is the easiest part and very widely adopted in companies. So earlier, right, I still remember, guys, I used to draw so many wireframes with hand on paper, like pencil paper. I used to actually create like A3 sheets you would take, prepare the entire flow, take it to the designer, they will build it, I'll review. At least 1 to 2 months we used to take to just build prototypes. Now just within few prompts, there is Google AI, there is V0 by Vercel, there is Lovable. So prototyping is becoming so easy that literally you can actually come up with so many interesting ideas, build prototypes, do usability testing. So this is one of the fastest way to sort of have something real, which you can actually look at and see and visualize the user journeys, and also do stakeholder alignment or end user testing also, even with the prototypes. So this is something which is like really, really powerful. I think most of you would be using, right, a lot of prototyping tools, right? So that's good. I'll just take some water. Oh, we are already at 7. How much time do we have more? 15 minutes or 30 minutes? No, that's good. Perfect. So another thing, guys, very important concept. When generation is free, curation becomes the whole job. So because prototyping is becoming so easy, right? People will start creating random stuff, or they are not thinking very deeply. So now it's very important, right, that you develop great taste. Taste means you are really thinking of simplified user journeys, thinking of the end user experience. Is it easy? Is it intuitive? Does it have form as well as factor, right? So it becomes very, very important to develop good taste so that you can build good experiences, because AI generated variations can be so many, right? It's so easy to just prompt build something. So you have to really understand the problem, you have to articulate it well, you have to think through the journey well, and then build those prototypes. Not just that, hey, solve for this, because it will definitely give you something. So taste is empathy plus intuition plus a high bar for frictionless design. So it can generate a lot of designs, but it can't tell you that, hey, this is the one where you need to bring in your thinking, your taste, your empathy for the end user to actually build a great design. So yeah, and like little bit on the fourth pillar, which is the execution. So how it is changing, right, is earlier there were Jira tickets, there are like burn down charts, which is like a tracking mechanism, drafting release loads manually. Now the new execution in the world of agents or in the world of AI, right, will be defining evaluation frameworks, like how do you evaluate the model, what are the outcomes, what are the guardrails you want to give, that is the testing model edge cases. And the most important part is the latency and the token cost, because sometimes the models can have a lot of latency, it's very slow, or the cost might really bubble up and really shoot out. So this is how the transition is happening from an execution point of view. That's the old style versus this is the new style. So this is one example. So actually the more we learn, right, it's either by doing stuff, but how do we do? We need to identify that, hey, what is Cursor doing? What are the latest AI startups? So you have to keep reading, like either on Medium or identify interesting blogs, or on LinkedIn follow people who write about these companies, about these startups, and try to see which are real like AI first companies, which are like very recent. And there are a lot of companies. So this is one such company. Like you can read about it, like Upstart. So I just had the link here. So what they were trying to do, right, is interesting thing was, yeah, so 4 in 5 Americans have never defaulted on a loan, yet less than half have access to traditional prime method. So they said that traditional lending is completely broken. And in the world of AI, right? So earlier it was just more like a workflow that you will create a profile, you will cohort it, you will have some risk parameters. It will tell you, can you give a loan and how much you can give. So they completely disrupted the model, completely built a model, starting with 2,500 variables, started building agents, which are trained over so much of monthly payments, and just evolve out of there. So this is just one such example, but there are so many companies which are doing like amazing stuff, right? Even in transcript, in video generation, in like there was a Shark Tank company, I think, competition of Sunoda, Soundverse. So you will have to like start inspiring yourself that, hey, what is happening in the world? What are these people doing? And what can I learn from them? Because that is your source of inspiration. And real world examples also I'll provide, which you can do in your lives to improve yourself. That also will cover. Okay. So yeah, they applied AI to verification, fraud, and they build the models just from ground up. So end results were they are able to give loans much faster, better accuracy, and even to more people. So, and very, very highly profitable business they're able to build. So yeah, this is just one such example. So yeah, 91% loans were fully automated, start to funding, zero human touch, more risk separation, and like work across a lot of banking partners. So the big principle was full automation with fair lending, and speed never overrides compliance. So that is important. So for early stage PMs, right, or folks like you, what all things you can do? I think I'm sure you are doing first, like using a lot of Perplexity, Claude. Are you allowed to use all AI tools here, or how is it? For assignments also? But is there an AI synthesizer? Because earlier I talked to some folks, they said like faculty used to see if it is generated from AI or not. It's not there? Okay, that's good. So another thing, right, would be on the first bucket, we'll go to the second then. Use AI, but don't just do it for the sake of that, hey, complete assignment is done, I'm done in 30 minutes. So you have to use it for inputs, but you have to still use your own mind. Try to do better storytelling, showcase better taste, because effectively, it's your personality, your work which is coming out. So use it as more of an input mechanism to get insights, get your dirty work done. But final thing should be your story, your style. So it's important to know that your style should not be suppressed by a generic AI response. So it's called AI slop. That is the word, that generic response comes, copy paste done. That is not the thing. So use it more like an input enabler, not like the final output which you give in any scenario. So that is first. Other stuff is generic, like design and prototyping, Lovable, Figma AI, maybe you guys won't use, but Lovable and Claude are good. You can also actually start building a small app. I have another slide, I'll cover that. Ideally, you guys should find one problem which is of like lot of interest to you. Build one agent, spend time, put it on GitHub, launch it, try to get actual users. So if you can actually build a real agent or a app, small app, solving some problem, can be anything. Say, random, let me think. For example, I love finance, right? Investing is my number one passion. Number two is product management. So imagine if I were to solve for something, how do I create a smart watch list of stocks for me, which I want to track, but I also want to look at multiple signals on news stream about those stocks. I want to add certain things which I want to do or take some notes. Like my place where I can track everything, or say when some con calls are coming, or I need to track something, say bauxite prices, how are they going, or some like note taking plus feed, news feed about stocks, I can actually build that app by thinking that, hey, this is my goal, these are my users, this is what I'm trying to solve, and start building prototypes, build 2-3 core user flows, launch it, build a auth mechanism, very simple, and actually release it, try to get actual users, observe the behavior. So these are the kind of things which you guys should be trying to do. Automate stuff, like your emails are coming, have an agent which is running, which reads all the emails, tries to see what is important, automate some stuff, send you a WhatsApp message if something is really important. Like your goal should be, how do you spend 30 to 40% of your time, like for activities, for tasks, and deliver 120% outcome. Do that mindset, that how do I be more smart, how can I be more efficient, how can I automate things. That is the mindset you guys should have. And I'll tell you, like in one of my jobs at ClearTax, there was no AI, nothing. There was a tool called Zapier. Has anyone heard of Zapier.com? So it's a workflow automation tool. And I remember I had automated the entire lead management of ClearTax using that tool. So we created some tool was there to give pop-ups for page drop-offs. And then Zapier was integrated that any kind of lead will come, it will qualify the need, it will go to Lead Squared. It was a CRM. From there, automated drip campaigns will go, lead will get generated. So much of automation we had done even at those times. So our thinking should always be, how can I be more smart? How can I be more efficient? It's not about like being the best, it's about being the smartest. Like that is the goal. तो चतुर बनना है लाइफ में, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, बाकी सब अपने आप हो जाएगा. तो वो टूल्स आएंगे जाएंगे, टेक्नोलॉजी विल कम एंड गो, we will automatically know what we need to do. So street smart is the word. And in my life, I think मैं हमेशा last bencher रहा हूँ. I was telling someone a story. Campus का, we had the last day photo shoot, and I and my friend were sitting on the 3rd floor. We were like, who will go below? Jacket पहननी है, coat ready होना. So 84 people were there. I did not even go to the convocation. So my and my friend photo is not there. 82 folks photos are there. So we have to become street smart, and life will be good. So I think build and ship is Claude Code Cursor. Claude is amazing, man. This is absolutely the best tool these days. And analytics and growth is also very important, is to understand the life cycle of the user. So there are very beautiful tools, like Mixpanel was there even at my time. I used 2-3 other tools also. I don't remember the names now, but how do you track the end-to-end journey of the user? Where did you acquire them? How is the interaction at sign up? How is the experience on the funnel, the time taken, page-wise, drop-offs, the latency for each page, what is the conversion, what is the feedback they provide you in the end. So a lot of tools and very interesting case studies are there on life cycle management of a user. And specifically for marketing folks, you need to know all the tools around this area, all the techniques, all the metrics, your channels, how to use, say, Google Webmasters to Google Analytics is later. There was one more Google tool, again forgetting the name, but this all user lifecycle management is very, very important for all the folks in the marketing side. So do spend time on this also. And so pick one gap a week, research, prototype, build, and have an analytics flow. All of this is now self-doable using AI tools, which at my time multiple subscriptions. So that is the part that AI can actually enable you to experiment and do a lot of stuff which was not feasible earlier. So that is what we even expect from the next generation of folks. And a few more soft skills also, because till now we were discussing about real AI and its usage. So some of the soft skills are that data-driven persuasion. Like how do you talk in terms of numbers? That, hey, if you are pitching to someone that these many users are impacted by this, how much outcome you can deliver, be it a percentage-wise, NPS gain, revenue, sales, MAU, DAO, whatever. So you have to be very, very comfortable with numbers, with metrics, so that it's a very specific thing. Not like the impact is huge. What is huge, man? Nobody knows. You have to be very clear, very articulate. Narrative and customer stories. So, see, especially in the world of AI, right? All the budgets are going away, headcounts are less. So you need to have very crisp user stories that, hey, this is the pain, this is what I want to solve, this is the expected impact. So it has to be very specific, very clear. So the concept is less is more. I hate personally like big paragraphs, big stuff. We have to write like dollars, like very crisp, few bullets, very, very simple. Like you guys won't believe, like sometimes write on LinkedIn, I don't write more than one line. Sometimes I will write 2 words, 1 word. That is extreme, but as a principle, always think less is more. How can you, even in your interviews, guys, if some questions are asked, very specific, very to the point, very succinct, very crisp. So that is an art. So that is very important. And written cultures of reflection. Writing is also very important, guys, because I was talking to some execs, not execs, but senior people. They're like, man, AI does our email work. Man, dude, AI will replace you only if you let them do your email. Let AI use to prioritize your email or reply to stuff which is not like important. But if there is exec communication, stakeholder conflict management, or those kind of stuff, you have to reply because that is your identity which will come out. So writing is very important, that communicating your thoughts in a clear manner, very crisp manner. So that is something which you have to give focus on. And I have actually 2, 3 very good articles, not in the deck unfortunately, but on how do we write better and clear. I'll share that as a follow-up. Okay, so that's some good material to refer to. So yeah, I think the key takeaway, guys, is I'm with you. AI is not going to take away your job only if you are prepared for it. And I call it a golden age of product management because AI can actually take away a lot of the taxing stuff, or earlier where I had to spend a lot of time with other people. So actually I can focus more on my craft, my thinking, my problem solving. So offload coordination to AI, you can reinvest in strategy, protect your data moat, and cultivate great product taste because curation is going to be your superpower. So that is how the world of AI will look like, at least in the PMing space. And AI won't replace PMs, but PMs using AI will replace those who don't. So you have to make it your friend so that it does not replace you. So that's how it's going to be. I have like a couple more slides. So let's look at one small video. One more concept.
Balance between thinking and doing. I mean, one of the things in the semiconductors was you had risk takers. Mm-hmm. And Bob Noyce, learned to hang glide at age 40. These people like laying their butts on the line. How important was that in the early days? I mean, we're going back to 75.
Well, again, after seeing, my entire life's been spent only in one industry, which is this one. And but I've been in it now for about 15 years, and I've seen a lot of people make a lot of things. I've seen a lot of people fail a lot of things. And my point of view on this, or my observation, is that the doers are the major thinkers. The people that really create the things that change this industry are both the thinker-doer in one person. And if we really go back and we examine, did Leonardo have a guy off to the side that was thinking 5 years out in the future what he would paint or the technology he would use to paint it? Of course not. Leonardo was the artist, but he also mixed all his own paints. He also was a fairly good chemist, knew about pigments, knew about human anatomy, and combining all of those skills together, the art and the science, the thinking and the doing, was what resulted in the exceptional result. And there is no difference in our industry. The people that have really made the contributions have been the thinkers and the doers. And when you, a lot of people, of course, it's very easy to take credit for the thinking. The doing is more concrete, but it's very easy for somebody to say, oh, I thought of this 3 years ago.
Okay. So the concept in this video, right? It's a very old video, guys. Nothing related to AI, like a 15-year-plus old video. So the concept is thinker-doer, right? So there are 2 types of people. One are thinker, who think. Others are doer, like those who are told and they do something. Real beauty happens when you're a thinker-doer because you are thinking and then you are doing. So that way you know about what needs to be done better, plus you can iterate better, you have more passion, you have more clarity. So with AI is going to be a great doer. you can just keep thinking, this is the problem, this is what I want to do. You can keep giving prompts, you can building user journeys, you can measure the impact, you can iterate, improve. So AI is gonna enable you to become a great thinker doer. And the future belongs to thinker doers. Personally, I've been more of a thinker in the last 7-8 years. I was a doer before that. Now I am actually learning a lot of AI so that I can again become a thinker doer. Otherwise, AI will just wipe off everyone. So that is the real concept. Keep that in mind. Thinker doer, if we can get to that, we are sort of becoming very, very resilient in our careers. So I just have a last slide.
Balance.
Bro, you are done. So, like maybe you are like, okay, our ज्ञान तो बहुत हो गया, क्या कर सकते हैं? So think about what is your insight, like what do you want to solve for? In one sentence. One sentence means one. You can't say that I will do this 10 kind of things because the world is becoming very crisp. Share it with 5 potential users so that you get their feedback, get their ideas. You can refine your statement, but that is a product insight. That what do you want to do? What is the pain point you want to address, right? In one line. Prototype the core AI interaction. You don't need to write a product code, but like AI will do it for you. And then ship something imperfect to real users in the next 30 days. The beauty is, right, you don't need to be perfect. You can iterate, improve, but ship it out there. So even if 5 people can build an agent, get 30, 40 real users, that example itself can help you actually land a great job or maybe start a business which you want to do. So I think that was it. And maybe one thing, the final word, AI is not going to take away your jobs because it still can't sit through a 45-minute presentation and pretend to love it. And AI will actually help you get a job if you want one. So it won't take your job, but it will actually aid you if you make it your friend. So thanks, folks. That was it. Awesome. So yeah, we can do some like free-form Q&A. I think we have some 10 minutes, so we can take some questions. Yes, please. No question, यार सब करेंगे. बहुत time. एक just take your name and then you can take the question. यार एक water bottle मिल सकती है हरी? दे दो यार.
Hello sir, good evening.
यार mic नहीं चल रहा सर. हाँ, okay.
Hello sir, good evening. I'm Sudarshan Joshi from MBA first year. First of all, the session was very helpful, sir.
Can you speak little louder, please?
Session was very helpful, sir. First of all,
Thanks.
Because of AI, intelligence is getting democratized. Like everybody can build anything, problem they can identify, they can solve. So mediocrity is increasing. So everybody can build average products. So how can we differentiate our product from everybody else, because everybody is using same tools, and even the system design can be done by Claude now, because as you said, we are trying to build some sort of tool, we can say, but even the system design, the loopholes can be done by Claude. So if even the critical thinking is done by Claude, then what is the differentiating factor? That is my question, sir.
So Claude won't do that much of critical thinking, to be honest. Your answer lies in 2 parts. One is the insight, that what is the problem you're trying to solve, how passionate you are about it, how much you know about the space, about your users, your problems. So that is, first part is product insight, and second is your taste. Remember, we covered the taste part. If you do these 2 things well, you can likely succeed. So with AI, what I'm seeing right is people are trying a lot of stuff, but they think AI will do the heavy lifting. So they are actually not thinking that much. So still, it's the product insight, which is the thinking part, and the taste part, that are you actually so much passionate about the problem that you are building the right journeys, you are thinking about the right user experiences to actually build the product. I think if you do these 2 things, and third would be maybe shameless, that you are actually shipping stuff and then iterating, not waiting that, hey, I want to get to a perfect state. I think there's a lot of way to go. AI is not going to build products on its own.
So got it.
Please,
but if we are building something, this is useful. If we are using some other tools, there are hundreds and hundreds of other tools which are average and mediocre. So if we want to choose a better tool for our usage, is experimenting is the only way, or there is some way to judge on some criteria to use a good tool?
I think it's experimenting only, right? That what are you trying to achieve? What is the mode of interaction? What is the outcome quality? What is the speed? What is the cost? So everything, right, is a combination of decision variables. Like inadvertently, we create some variables, and our mind then decides what is the right thing. So I think have some decision variables in place and experimentation. That's the only way to go.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
No. Yes, please.
Good evening, sir. My name is Arun Menon. I'm an MBA first year. So, sir, as you said before, that AI will actually change the way that the coordination is done within a product manager role. So, I understand product management as a role which involves, coordinating with different teams, actually interacting with people a lot. And with the way that AI is changing everything, it will certainly change that role too. So, how do you think that change will actually happen? Will it actually, change the very culture within teams, or will it, can it be smoothly integrated into the way the teams are currently operating?
So there are different levels to it. So you are talking how will it impact the project manager role or the product manager
No,
role?
the interaction between product managers and their various teams, because that interaction still has to happen.
Yeah. So see, there will be different layers to which it's going to happen. So earlier, the pod structure was there is a one product manager, maybe one project manager, one designer, 6 developers. Now the flow will be very different. The flow would be more of there's an agent, and typically it will be a one agent builder who is building the agent, who is fine tuning, who is evaluating the metrics. So the team size will keep getting smaller and smaller because of all these tools, right? And then there will be one PM who is managing 4 or 5 agents. So one analyst. So the boundaries will start getting like blurred. So earlier it was a very different, dev is different, designer is different, PM is different, QA is different. But maybe in 3 years, one person is everything. Like even in India, in US, it has already started. So you are just using certain agents which are specific to each job, and then you are managing the entire piece together. So the team sizes will start becoming smaller, and one PM is driving multiple agents. So that is going to be the new world, and maybe the project manager role will be gone. QA roles are already gone, guys. I am telling you, in big tech, all Facebook, Microsoft, Google's, or big tech companies, QA role is almost zero now. Maybe 10-20% in some older tech companies. QA role is gone. In 3 years, 50% of the design will be gone. Designers will be working on just the user journeys or talking to people. They're getting real life insights, using AI tools to just build products, to build design journeys and validating. So what today, if my company has 50 designers out of 5,000, 5 years from now, maybe it will be 5 or 10. So everywhere, the teams will keep getting smaller, the boundaries will keep getting blurred. That is the future which we are looking at.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. And that's just my thinking, but maybe I think 80% will definitely be there. But we'll see how it happens.
Good evening, sir. So,
Yeah, man.
so this side.
Go for it, man.
So this side.
Yeah, behind, second last row.
So hello, sir. My name is Arnab Bandyopadhyay, and I am currently in MBA BA first year. So I am an aspiring product manager. So I want to know what kind of roadmap or training I should follow so that I can build the intuition or build how to become a good product manager.
Sure.
That will be the first question.
Okay.
And the second question would be,
पहले पहला करते हैं हम, ताकि वो फिर दूसरा उसके बाद आएंगे. तो यार देखो, good PM अगर बनना है, right, तो you need to develop product thinking. Now, what is product thinking, right? So you have to start looking at world in general, try to see how can I make the world a better place. In general, that's the general thinking. And then any sort of product interaction do you do? घड़ी पहन रहे हो, ये better कैसे हो सकती है? मैंने slider चलाया, is it good enough? I'm using a Swiggy or a Zomato. How is my experience? How is my onboarding? मेरी journey कैसी है? Card बनाने की, order place करने की, payment system, कितने time पे order आ रहा है? मैंने जब app खोली, it was showing 5 minutes, now it's showing 7 minutes. After I place the order, it's 13 minutes. Like, your mind is always in a tussle on how do I improve every damn thing in this world. And specifically the products you are using in your day-to-day life, the things you're working on. So product thinking, product tear down, product insight, वो सबसे important चीज है. आपको हर चीज को देखना है, मैं इसको बेहतर कैसे करूं. आपको कुछ चीज पसंद ही नहीं आएगी लाइफ में. जैसे मेरी वाइफ मेरे को कभी इतना झाड़ दिया, तुम्हें कुछ पसंद ही नहीं आता, हर चीज को गाली देते रहते हो, ये पसंद नहीं, वो पसंद नहीं. तो तुमको ना छोटी छोटी चीजों में पेसिमिस्ट बनना पड़ता है, लॉन्ग टर्म ऑप्टिमिस्ट, कि दुनिया बहुत बढ़िया बनेगी, बट कुछ भी नहीं होता, किसी को कुछ नहीं आता. तो वो माइंडसेट लाना पड़ेगा, तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग अपने आप बढ़िया होगी. दैट इज वन. एंड सेकंड इज मे बी try to build like a blog, some case studies, prototypes, kuch agents banao. Like how do you demonstrate to the world that hey, you have this product thinking. So you can actually start building a portfolio around those stuff, which can help you get a job in the respective industries. So broadly, ये दो चीजें will be good to go. Yeah. Next question.
Next question would be, can you suggest us some good books that can read for a aspiring product manager?
ओके यार, आजकल किताबें लोग पढ़ते बहुत कम है, बट एक वन बुक इज मेजर व्हाट मैटर्स. इट्स वेरी गुड. इट्स ऑन मेट्रिक थिंकिंग, डेटा थिंकिंग. मेजर व्हाट मैटर्स मैंने 2-3 बार पढ़ी हुई. इट्स ए ब्यूटीफुल बुक. सेकंड, आई विल स्टिल रेकमेंड टू एवरीवन द अल्मनाक ऑफ नवल रविकांत. It in general is a book on how do you improve the quality of your life, how do you think big, how do you create more impact, how do you use leverage in terms of skills. So वो generic career book है. And one more career book is Hard Thing About Hard Things. That is also a very beautiful book. पहले मैं बहुत किताबें पढ़ता था, अब मैं बहुत कम पढ़ता हूँ, but ये 2-3 books हैं which really helped me in like last few years of my career.
Thank you.
No worries. Yes, please, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Balcony.
हाँ यार, ऊपर वाले को भी ले लेते हैं कुछ.
Good evening, sir. I am Akash Verma from MBA first year.
Okay.
So, sir, I have 2 questions actually.
हाँ जी यार. पर एक एक करके, मैं थोड़ा दिमाग उतना शार्प नहीं है, तो एक बारी में.
Yes, sir. So, sir, the first question is, if we want AI won't take our jobs, so we need to upskill ourselves, right?
बिल्कुल.
And organizations are also pushing their employees to upskill. So, sir, as an organization, what are the challenges they face while reskilling their employees instead of replacing?
Can you repeat the last part? What challenges do they see?
What challenges organizations are facing while reskilling their employees
reskilling.
instead of replacing?
Sure. So it's a very tricky situation, guys. What is happening in the industry today is companies they want to cut down the costs. So they are actually trying to, like, people are building agents which are actually replacing them. So it's a very tricky thing. Like, in fact, at Meta, people actually built a lot of agents, and the next day, like 20% people were fired. This is like 3-4 months back. In my company, QA team automated a lot of agents, and the QA team was fired. So it's a very tricky state to be in, to be honest. So companies are actually trying to automate stuff, build stuff, but to replace people. So focus is, I will skill you, but I will remove the 20-30% lower performers. So it's a combination of both. Another thing to say, right, is हमको वो करना है जो हम फोकस कर सकते हैं. मेरे 2 ले ऑफ हुए हैं पिछले 4 साल में. पेटीएम में ले ऑफ हुआ था, उनका बैंकिंग चल रहा था, आरबीआई लाइसेंस वगैरह ब्ला ब्ला. इंडीड laid off the entire org. I was a part of a new team which we created, so layoff started. 2 साल में 2 layoff हुए. हमारा काम है, हमको रेजिलियंस बिल्ड करनी है, स्किल बिल्ड करना है, जो होगा देखी जाएगी. सो एआई है ना, सो वी हैव टू स्टार्ट लर्निंग, स्टार्ट इम्प्लीमेंटिंग कि भाई मैं इतनी बढ़िया एजेंट बना सकता हूँ, प्रेजेंटेशन बना सकता हूँ, रिसर्च कर सकता हूँ, एनालिटिक्स कर सकता हूँ, 2 दिन में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम दे दो. सो माइंडसेट वैसा होगा कि हाउ डू आई बिकम ए ग्रेट प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर using a lot of these tools in the fastest possible time, so that I am resilient enough that irrespective of what my company is doing or how are they evolving, I will be fine, I'll create impact, I'll have fun, and if this not this company, some other company, I'll have a job. तो वैसे देखना पड़ेगा. तो you can ask a follow-up, but that's the initial take.
Sir, my second question is regarding investing. So as you said, you have interest in investing more than your current job. So same
Not
goes
current
for
job, मतलब in general product management.
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
So sir, same goes for me. I also love investing.
तो
But
तुम तो बच्चे हो अभी, इतनी उम्र में कैसे, अभी तो पैसा ही नहीं होता होगा, इन्वेस्ट कैसे करते हो?
no, sir, I have work ex, so I
अच्छा, पहले काम
invested.
किया. Okay,
Yes.
ठीक है. Okay.
So sir, I feel like I'm not using AI as efficient as I can. So what are the tips or what are the correct right methods you
Got
can tell us to use AI
So-
for investing?
See, I don't know technicals. I am a fundamental investor. But at least you can use AI to continuously do your research, to do your forecasting. जैसे आप कंपनी में रिसर्च कर रहे हो, तो उसके इंडस्ट्रीज के कैसे रिजल्ट आ रहे हैं, उसका जैसे जेमिनी को you'll give prompts के do a projection modeling for the next 5 years, 10 years, और give a prompt के मैनेजमेंट कमेंट्री जो बोलती थी होता नहीं होता, तो उसको बोले यार पिछले 5 साल के सारे ट्रांसक्रिप्ट पढ़ो, गूगल LLM बनाओ नोटबुक, मेरे को बताओ कि कंपनी ने 5 साल में जितना मैनेजमेंट ने बोला था उतना डिलीवर करा या नहीं करा. सो यू कैन स्पीड अप ए लॉट ऑफ योर रिसर्च ऑन इंडस्ट्री. यूज योर स्क्रीनर ऑलरेडी गिव्स ट्रांसक्रिप्ट्स फॉर यूजिंग AI, बट मॉडलिंग, उसका इनसाइट्स, उसका मैनेजमेंट ट्रैकिंग, सो दोज आई डू ए लॉट, बट वो 50% तो स्क्रीनर से हो जाता है, एंड देन रेस्ट इज जेमिनी. I don't know technicals. I'm more of a fundamental investor, but these are the things which I do.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Yes, please.
Good evening, sir. Sharon Kadakia here from MBA first year. So my question is kind of a dystopian one.
Okay.
So I would like to ask that as we have seen AI models become dangerously capable, and as AI models become very accessible, next generation will be AI literate, and many direct to consumer democratic supply chains are appearing for low complexity products like t-shirt, mugs, etc.
Bilkul.
And as you mentioned that product taste will be the ultimate differentiator.
Yes,
Then-
product insight and taste both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my final question is, what will stop consumers from becoming producers themselves by just having to pay a little extra?
It will happen. There is no doubt it's not going to happen. Only thing is, there will be people also, right, who will be building these specific models. See, companies will not be able to create everything. There will be self-serve stuff, but you will always have people who will not know, or the adoption is less. It's like saying driving cars becoming so easy, we still have Ola, Uber, right? So there will still be people who are orchestrating agents, who are thinking about problems. Not everyone takes the initiative. So, like I saw the Shark Tank pitch, man. The company was, they were putting tags to find the cars. Does anyone remember the name? Sarvam or some name? Sampark.me. Anyone saw the pitch? Okay, season 5 pitch. So they're like, it's such a beautiful problem. They put tags so someone can contact a car without giving your number. So all sharks are saying like nobody is doing this. So first initiative, thinking holistically about the problem. Somebody might build a small agent, but you can orchestrate the agents. So what you are saying will happen, but there will be so many problems to solve. Plus, it will be easy to solve problems, and it will be easy to create personalized solutions. So for example, everyone can an app, or everyone can create some ways for others to try their product, to ship something, to solve smaller problems. Today, because cost is more to build stuff, only bigger problems are solved, or personalization is less. So it will become more accessible. So benefit of AI is, today if software is solving this much problem, tomorrow it will be this much. So jobs impact, what would have been 40%, maybe 20%, because your landscape will also increase. So that's gonna happen, but still there will be so many places where we can add value and still build products.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No worries. Yes, in the end.
Good evening, sir. My name is Shubham Chauhan. I'm from MBA BA. So my question would be like, to take an example, when Nike made their bet with Air Jordans, so they were confused whether to put more weight to the looks of the shoe, or whether the form factor or the functionality of it. So how do you take such critical decisions when your own companies, like the whole weight depends on it?
Very, very good question, man. I can just lay down one principle, right? I don't have an answer for this, but maybe a principle for us to think through such situations, right? Imagine you go to a cake store, okay? You see 2 cakes are there. One is just a very lumpy made brown cake, not very well prepared, just lying there. And second is a very beautiful, embellished, good looking cake. Which cake will you try? Mostly like 90-95% will try the second cake, right? And mostly it will be even better. Maybe in 5% cases, the first one is better, maybe a homemade cake. But if it's a shop, the second cake will also be better. So the concept here is, in today's world, form and factor, both things matter. So if you are passionate about something, you care about something, you would think about how it will look like, how is the design, and then also the form or like the taste or the quality of the cake. So you have to look at both form as well as factor to succeed in today's world. And if someone is really so passionate, if it looks good, it will also taste good in most of the ways. Otherwise, like the customer will not like it or they will not come back again. So that is the principle which I lay down here. I don't have a specific answer to that.
Thank
so
you,
form
sir.
and factor both, focus on both, and hopefully the outcome will be great.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Yes, please. एक एंड में ना एक फोटो भी खींच लेंगे, ठीक है?
Hello, sir. I'm Yash from MBA. And sir, as AI field is moving very fast in current times, and in rapidly changing industry, it's very hard to build a moat. Like we have seen with Midjourney, Cursor, and Devin. Their valuation go down overnight, and only giants can build their moat. So how can startups make moat against the giants? Because
वेरी वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. तो दो चीजें बोलूंगा इसमें मैं. सी पहला तो बड़ी कंपनियां भी जाएंगी तो एआई का पहला कैजुअलिटी एआई है. परप्लेक्सिटी की हालत खराब है, बिल्कुल खत्म होने वाली है कंपनी. लिटरली ओपन एआई एंड क्लाउड हैव एंथ्रोपिक हैव किल्ड इट कंप्लीटली. अब छोटी कंपनी के पास बेनिफिट क्या है? वही वो शार्क टैंक वाली पिच, वो संपर्क.me. सी बिग कंपनीज विल लुक एट $1 billion plus opportunity. They will try to do things at scale. They have bigger things. Smaller companies can always identify some specific problems which they are not good at. They are actually so fast to iterate, and they will start getting actual users, actual data, and start building those journeys. Example, Gemini keeps building these translation models every day. I know Duolingo stock is down 50%, but go look at their numbers. Their MAU, their DAO, their learners, their subscription, everything is going up. And I think in 10 years from today, stock will be at least 25x. That's my bet on Duolingo. That's a separate thing. So moat actually है कि आपकी वो deep thinking and ability to solve certain problem. So they will be focused on platforms and big verticals to solve bigger problems. वो देखेंगे कि minimum 100 million से revenue शुरू हो, $1 billion opportunity तभी जाएंगे. स्टार्टअप्स के लिए तो एक्चुअली आज ही टाइम है करने का, क्योंकि स्मॉलर प्रॉब्लम्स व्हिच आर से 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, सो यू कैन स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग आउट दोस प्रोडक्ट्स, मूव फास्ट, इटरेट. अर्लियर जो टाइम लगता था अब चीजें जल्दी हो जाएंगी. एंड धीरे धीरे वंस दे स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग दोस यूजर लूप्स, दोस यूजर जर्नीज, उनके पास डेटा आता जाएगा, एजेंट्स विल कीप गेटिंग बेटर. सो एक्चुअली स्टार्टअप्स आर द बेस्ट प्लेस टुडे इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ एआई टू बिल्ड साइजेबल बिजनेसेस एंड एक्चुअली disrupt them in certain verticals, not maybe from a horizontal point of view. So it's actually the best time today.
Thank you, sir. And sir, another question is, even good leaders in AI, like Demis Hassabis is saying that we can achieve AGI by in 10 or 12 years.
Okay.
What do you think? Is it?
यार AGI आएगा, देखेंगे आएगा तो टेस्ला की ऑटोमेटेड कार्स भी आ रही हैं, इंडिया में तो अभी आएंगी नहीं. See, the world is moving towards there. But it does not mean that every job will go away, because effectively you still need thinking, you need authentication, you need those models they will keep getting better, but your thinking, your problem solving, how to apply them, how do you sort of evolve them over time, how do you look at the ROI, the human aspects, the thinking, the ROI, these all things will always be there. So, and other part is more of like data entry, automation, translation, basic stuff like insights, deck creation. smaller things will keep going away, but all these conflict, people, or sort of the insight part, the value creation, the ROI, like work stream will move towards higher degrees of influence and authority. Rest will be AI. So it will be 80-20 switch. 20% work will be done by humans, 80% by AI. At least in the world of tech, that's gonna happen.
Sir, then there will be a concentration of power.
होगा यार, वो अभी भी होता है यार, अमीर अमीर हो जा रहा है, पावर, जैसे मेरा सीईओ बिलियनर है, कंपनी में 3000 लोग हैं, मतलब मैं अमीर होता जा रहा हूँ, मतलब क्योंकि इन्वेस्टिंग है नॉट टू द कंपनी, बट वो तो हमेशा होगा यार. आप मस्क देख लो यार, ट्रिलियनर बन गया, पिछले आई थिंक 3 साल में 10 गुना नेटवर्थ हो गया, पता नहीं 5 साल में 100 गुना, तो वो तो होगा यार, हर जगह कंसंट्रेशन तो होगा ही, चाहे कुछ भी हो.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. How much time do we have? You can take maybe 4 or 5 more questions. I think we have time. Yeah, that should be good.
Hello, sir. In the balcony. Sir, in the balcony.
Okay, in the balcony. Oh,
So,
sure.
yeah.
Man.
So, my name is Sparsh. I'm from MBA first year.
Okay.
Sir, AI capabilities are improving like very fast with like today's limitations often disappearing in a very short period of time. Taking the example of Duolingo when they integrated a GPT model to release Duolingo Max, but just within a few months, many AI models just outperformed it very easily. So, sir, my question lies where how does a product manager develop a roadmap for a long-term product vision without anchoring it to the constraints of modern AI models?
Very, very good question, actually. So I'll go back to that slide, I think, for reference. So how a PM can think, right, is end of the day, you have to think what is the outcome you are providing to your customer. How are you solving the problem in the most efficient manner? And what are the ways to measure outcome, be it in terms of, say, either revenue or NPS or whatever your user experience, the way you are measuring it, and how fast you can iterate over time. And rest, everything is a tool or a way to get it done. So the last line, right, the real mode is proprietary telemetry unique data loops. Like you mentioned the Duolingo part, right? So the AI model may keep changing. Somebody might else build a better translator or a language converter. But those user journeys, those data from those experiences, that for which kind of user, how do I have to build that journey? So that will start becoming your moat, that how do you lead to outcomes? Because my outcome is completion of, say, one learning loop, going to the next loop, completing one module, completing one series. So effectively, that is your outcome. So as a PM, you have to think on those outcomes and solving the user problems. Tools will keep going and coming. You have to be open to experimenting new things, plug and play. But if you focus on the right problem, focus the right and measure it in the right way, your outcomes mostly will be good.
Thank you, sir.
No worries. Okay. Yes, please.
Good evening, sir. My name is Alok Kumar. I'm an MBA first year student. So you mentioned about being a thinker and a doer and how the AI is being the doer in the recent time. So as a project manager, what proportion
Project or product?
Product manager, what proportion of human aspect should we rely on this AI, and how much we should keep them, put the thinking part to AI and keep the thinking part with a human?
So, see, it's a very subjective thing because there is no right or wrong answer. It depends on which stage of the product you are. Is it an existing product? If it's a fully set product, maybe you will use AI to get insights, to automate certain like user insights or start making small bug fixes. If it's a new product, then it's a different way. So you have to adjust depending upon the nature of the product and the part of the life cycle, how much is thinker versus doer. So it's always a spectrum. So there is no like 50-50, 80-20, but you need to, that is where your thinking comes into picture, that for a given stage, maturity, life cycle of a product, which hat do you want to wear? And it will also keep changing. So that would be my answer. So it will evolve basis the nature of the product and which stage of the product we are in, and then it's more of a spectrum.
Thank you, sir. And sir, is like, are the industry completely shifting that the doers are now becoming AI agents,
That's
or there are still people doing the?
They are doing, but man, it's slowly getting wiped off. So all the, for example, if there was a regular, like very entry level jobs at 25,000 rupees, now a AI entry job will be 50 or 60,000, and I'll give you a rough split. So if there were 10 people at entry level jobs, okay, today there are 5 entry level and 2 AI. And AI वालों का से अगर इधर 25 आ रहा है जो Infosys TCS वाला, that 25 has become say 40 or 45. Today it's 5 and 2. In 3 years from now, it will be 2 here, 4 there. And मतलब जो नीचे वाला लेयर है वो धीरे धीरे खत्म होता रहेगा, और जो AI वाले लोग हैं उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट कम होगी, वो काम ज्यादा करेंगे, पैसा भी ज्यादा लेंगे. मैं भी उतना AI यूज नहीं करता. I'm actually learning, upskilling, because our company is still more traditional and software products, complex solutions. So we are trying to use in different ways to automate designs, faster code. Like we are trying to speed up the work which we do using AI. But there are companies which are actually building AI first products. That is where the future is going to be. So ऐसे transition होगा, and I already see it is happening in the industry.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks. Okay, awesome. How's the energy in the room? I think आप लोग ज़्यादा energy मुझे अपनी लग रही है यार. कोई नहीं, you had a long day, so it's fine. Awesome. So if we don't have any more questions, we can call it a wrap. Would love to take one pic with you guys. Hari. Okay, thanks guys. और एक just one word अगर session से रखेंगे तो resilience. चीजें सीखते रहो, पैशन होना चाहिए लाइफ में, और रेजिलियंस चाहिए. अगर कुछ भी हो भाई फोड़ना है हमको लाइफ में, बाकी और कुछ भी, वोंट सेटल फॉर एनीथिंग लेस. वो पैशन, वो एटीट्यूड होना चाहिए, एंड एवरीथिंग विल बी फाइन. ठीक है, चीयर्स. या कैन यू टेक वन पिक मैन?
Thank you, sir, for an engaging and thought-provoking session. To express our heartfelt appreciation, may I now request Senior Placement Coordinator Hari Prasad to kindly come forward and present a memento to our esteemed speaker.
No, just kidding. Okay. No, it's okay. One photo will take. I'll stand here. You can take from there. Okay. Achha. Okay. Achha. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just take one pic. Maybe I'll stand here. And सामने से ले लो. थोड़ा सी casual. But really felt good, guys. I think I started my BTech in 2009. तो वो वाले scene याद आ गए, campus वाले, and like everything. So it was great. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Cheers. Great talking to you. If anyone wants to have like ask anything, feel free to come. I'll be here only. थोड़ा ना close up ले लो bro. Take one more, slightly closer. No, take from this phone only, so that I can keep one. So, मतलब थोड़ा सा pass से. Yeah. Just slide close. Thank you. चलेगा. ठीक है.
As we conclude the Management Conclave 2026, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed speakers, respected faculty members, corporate leaders, students, volunteers, and everyone who contributed behind the scenes in making this conclave a grand success. Over the past 3 Saturdays, we have had the privilege of engaging with exceptional leaders whose experiences and insights have inspired us to think differently, lead responsibly, and embrace innovation. The thought provoking discussions and meaningful conversations throughout this conclave have made it a truly enriching learning experience for all of us. On behalf of IIM Ranchi, we sincerely thank each one of you for your presence, participation, and continued support. We hope the ideas and perspectives shared during this conclave continue to inspire you in your professional and personal journeys. We look forward to welcoming you again at future events hosted by IIM Ranchi. Thank you and have a pleasant evening. Everyone is supposed to stay seated for 2 minutes.